Hi, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have something that is rare and exotic, at least in 2017-18. Woodford Reserve 1838 Sweet Mash from the Masters Collection. This was actually the fourth release, 2008. That's a very, very long time ago. And I can basically online only find one real video about this. Now, it is not the Sweet Mash Redux. That's the new version that came out 2016, I think. This is the old 2008 Masters Collection, 1838, made by the master distiller Chris Morris. Now, Sweet Mash, of course, is different from Sour Mash. So what they do is when they actually have those washbacks, they have that wort in them, their corn, their rye, their malted barley, and they just let it ferment. And I've been there at a couple different distilleries, and it's like a porridge type of matter. And that yeast eats away at that starch and converts it into, and away at the sugar as well, I'm sorry, and converts it into alcohol, which we use to distill the first distilling process and the second distilling process, or at least if we go to Woodford Reserve, it's a triple distilled, just like often in Ireland at Jameson. And what they do here is with the sweet mash is that they start exactly from scratch each and every time. Sour mash is just like also using a little bit of leavened bread, is you take a little bit of that old and you put in the new, and so you have a certain continuity. And with sweet mash, for example, one of my favorite sweet mash producers would be Peerless at the moment. Kentucky straight rye whiskey. Very, very interesting. And it says here at the back, strictly sweet mash, barrel proof, no water added, non-chill filtered. The rye, one of the top, I think, 20 whiskeys of 2017, by the way. Very, very, very great place to go. Nice people, and also great whiskey. Now, going back to this, the sweet mash was basically abolished or was no longer used because Mr. Oscar Pepper actually built the distillery that later became Woodford Reserve in 1838, and he introduced the sour mash procedure. And so the name Woodford Reserve 1838 Sweet Mash is a little bit of a contradiction in itself. A little bit of an insider joke. That's at least what Chris Morris said in his video on Single Malt TV. So, let's see what we have here. Oh, by the way, thank you very much, Philip, for sending this to me. I bought it from him. My control whiskey of the day is Woodford Reserve Distiller Select. 43.2%, 43.2%. They have exactly the same mash bill. They have exactly the same time in the barrel. They have exactly everything the same, except for the fact that one used sweet mash and one used sour mash. Now, I really enjoy my Woodford Reserve Distiller Select. I think it's one of the best Kentucky bourbons you can get. Triple distilled, pot still, everything's fantastic. A great nose and a wonderful palate. A long-lasting. I just love that. Now this is different. There's a lot more of an astringent. It's a little bit tart. That's the word I'm looking for, tart. It's not really the lemon sour. It's tart. And the main difference between the two of them is that the sour mash has a higher pH level. And so, the sweet mash has a higher pH level. Sweet mash. And the sour mash has a lower pH level. Getting my things confused here. It's not really up my alley, to be honest. So much better, so much smoother. There's even teak wood in there. There's leather. There's all this combination of the sweetness as well as a little bit of the rye. Very, very, very nice. So, let's taste them. I'm going to taste the standard Distiller Select first. Wow. B plus, A minus, depends on the way I feel on that day. Very, very good. Over here, just a little sip of water. Ooh. The aftertaste is just so nice here. Over here, the 1838 sweet mash. It smells cheaper. Now over here in Germany, this bottle, or the big bottle over here, costs 199 euros. I found it on eBay for 351 euros. Always add about 10% on top of that. So we're talking over 200 and some dollars for this at the moment. Very, very difficult to find. It's from 2008, don't forget. So apparently this was not one of those bottles people actually grabbed off the shelves and said, hey, I want to keep it. I think I know why. Even my mouth, the tart, astringent, a little bit of bitterness as well. It's not the smooth, rich, chocolatey character that we get here from the Distiller Select. Even towards the end, I get some type of not yet ripe blackberries, maybe even a little bit of those not yet ripe blueberries. It's very, very berry intensive, but not what I want in my bourbon. I'm going to give it a C minus. Depends on how I feel. It could be a C. Now, it's definitely going to fail from the value for money. 200 euros for this bottle. By the way, I think I've tried now 3 or 4 different master collections, and not a single one of them has really just opened my eyes up and said, great job, even better than the normal masters. Distiller Select from Woodford Reserve. This stuff is really, really good. The double oaked is even better, and maybe even better would be the rye. Those are my 3 favorite. What's your question of the day? What is your favorite Woodford Reserve? It's definitely not the 1838 Sweet Mash. I would definitely say it's going to be the rye, then the double oaked, and then the Distiller Select. And all 3 are very, very good whiskeys. I can recommend them highly. I visited the distillery in the summer of 17, I'm sorry. And it really was an experience to see how they did that. All right, Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of American and Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Thank you very much for watching. My videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Like, subscribe, and maybe tell someone else about this channel. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.